Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone else to lead you. The world isn't going to hand you success. Every second you delay, someone else is taking your opportunity. Success doesn't chase followers, it follows leaders. And the first person you must lead is yourself. Master your mind, master your choices, master your life, and everything else will follow. That's the truth. And if you're ready, we start right now. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 1. Stop waiting for permission. You have spent too much of your life waiting for someone to notice you, waiting for someone to believe in you, waiting for a sign, an invitation, a green light. But here is the truth most people never learn. No one is coming to grant you permission. Achievement is not handed out. Respect is not given first. Confidence is not delivered to your doorstep. You earn all of it by acting before you feel ready. That's the key. Your life does not move until you move. Your dreams do not start until you start. Your success does not appear until you show up and build it. You have a choice. Keep waiting or start leading. Pause and think. How many opportunities have you watched slip by just because you thought you needed someone's approval? You don't. You don't need your family to understand your vision. You don't need your friends to cheer for you. You don't need strangers online to validate your decisions. You don't need their permission. Act now. Act fast. Act without waiting. Entrepreneurs who changed industries didn't wait to be invited to the table. They built their own tables. Athletes who dominate aren't waiting for applause. They're in the gym before sunrise, proving it through work. Creators who inspire millions didn't wait for followers. They posted their first piece of content when no one was watching. Action builds belief. Action builds identity. Action builds momentum. And momentum changes everything. Right now, you may believe you need more confidence, but action creates confidence. You may believe you need more information, but movement teaches faster than planning ever will. You may believe you need more clarity, but clarity appears when you take the first step. You have a choice. Start before you're ready, because if you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait forever. Waiting is the enemy. Waiting is a silent killer of potential. Waiting is permission-giving disguised as being responsible. People say, when the time is right, I'll go for it. But the time is never right. The situation is never ideal. The resources are never enough until you make them enough. Look around. Every success story starts with a leap of faith. Every leader begins with a moment of rebellion against fear, against doubt, against hesitation. You have that same moment in front of you right now. Will you take it? You don't need their permission. Remember this. People will doubt you until you prove them wrong. People will criticize you until you're too successful to ignore. People will laugh at you until they're forced to ask how you did it. The opinions of others are loud but powerless unless you give them control. Stop asking, will they support me? Will they approve? Will they like it? Start asking, is this who I want to become? Is this the life I want to build? Is this aligned with my future? When your future calls, you answer. You don't wait for someone else to confirm the number. You have a choice. Move first. Let them react to your actions. Let them catch up later. Let them wake up one day shocked that you did everything they said you couldn't do. That's the key. Every day you hesitate, your goals fade a little further away. Every hour you stall, your potential collects dust. But every moment of action, every step forward, makes you stronger, sharper, more dangerous, more undeniable. You don't need their permission. Think about a rocket. It burns 90% of its fuel just to get off the ground. It looks like a struggle. It shakes. It roars. It seems like it might collapse. But once it breaks through the atmosphere, it glides. Your beginning may look chaotic. It may look unprofessional. It may look messy. People may judge it. They may underestimate you. Let them. Because once you break through the atmosphere of self-doubt, you glide into a life where action is normal, where confidence is natural, where success is inevitable. The price of admission is simple. Start. Start the business. Start the project. Start the workout. Start the story. Start the transformation. Today, not tomorrow, not when it's safe, not when everyone approves. Now, you don't need their permission. The world rewards those who move first, those who take risks, those who put themselves in uncomfortable positions, those who bet on themselves when others won't. You can be one of them. You just have to say, I'm going anyway. I'm doing this anyway. I'm leading my life first. From this moment forward, you take ownership. You take initiative. You take action. At the end of your life, it won't be the failures that haunt you. It will be the things you were too afraid to start. So make yourself a promise. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more asking for permission to live the life that is already calling your name. Your future self is watching you right now, begging you to stop delaying, begging you to take control, begging you to act. Act now. Act fast. Act without waiting. Because if you don't, someone with half your talent and none of your hesitation will take the opportunity that was supposed to be yours. This is your turning point. This is the moment where the old you dies and the leader within you wakes up. You know what you need to do. Move. Transition to next chapter. You've taken the first step. You've accepted that your life begins when your permission-seeking ends. Now, let's talk about the force that fuels every action, every breakthrough, every transformation. Chapter 2. Take ownership of your life.
Absolutely. Here is Chapter 2. Take ownership of your life. It's time to stop pretending that someone else is responsible for your life. Every result you have right now, your success or your lack of success, your growth or your stagnation, your progress or your excuses, all of it comes back to you. Your life, your responsibility. Your life, your results. That's the key. You cannot outsource discipline. You cannot delegate your dreams. You cannot hand over your future to someone else and expect greatness to return. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to pick you up and carry you across the finish line. No one is coming to build your future for you. You have a choice. Take control or stay controlled. Ownership means this: if your life is not where you want it to be, you stop blaming and you start building. You stop pointing fingers and you start taking action. You look in the mirror and say, "This is on me." Not because everything is your fault, but because everything is your responsibility. That's what ownership looks like. You don't get to say, "I wasn't supported. I didn't grow up lucky. No one believes in me." Plenty of people had less than you and built more than you. You don't need a perfect past to create a powerful future. You just need to take ownership. Your life, your responsibility. Your life, your results. There are two kinds of people in life. The first kind waits. They hope. They complain. They make excuses. They fear failure so much that they guarantee it by doing nothing. The second kind acts. They take accountability. They move forward even when they are scared. They show up even when no one is watching. They don't wait for a miracle. They create momentum. One group wakes up every day with a reason. The other wakes up every day with an excuse. Which one are you? If you're tired of your circumstances, then be tired of the version of yourself that allowed those circumstances to exist. Because your circumstances didn't appear out of thin air. They were built by your habits, your decisions, your priorities. The good news is simple. If you built it, you can rebuild it. If you created this life, you can create a better one. That's the key. Ownership is empowering. Accountability is liberating. Responsibility is strength. When you take responsibility, you take back control. You reclaim power. You remove excuses from your vocabulary. I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I don't know how. I'll start later. No more. You have a choice. Control your life or be controlled by your excuses. That's the key. Ownership is not emotional. It's practical. If your finances are broken, learn money. If your body is weak, train. If your relationships are toxic, set standards. If your career is stuck, learn, build, move, adapt. It might not be your fault, but it is still your responsibility. No blaming your parents. No blaming society. No blaming the economy. No blaming your boss. Blame doesn't build anything. Action does. Your life changes when you stop saying, "It's not my fault," and start saying, "It's my job to fix it," because that mindset turns victims into leaders. It turns spectators into creators. It turns dreamers into achievers. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You don't need their belief. You need ownership. Look at anyone who has built something that matters. A business, a career, a reputation, a transformation. They had one thing in common. They decided to take control. They decided that excuses were worthless. They decided that responsibility was mandatory. Ownership is the foundation of greatness. Without it, discipline collapses, goals collapse, confidence collapses, life collapses. With it, you rise. Every time you do the things you don't feel like doing, you reinforce this truth. I lead my life. Every time you take accountability, you become stronger. Every time you stop blaming, you grow. Your life, your responsibility. Your life, your results. You have a choice. Stay the same person who waits for change or become the person who creates change. Ownership is not a one-time decision. It is daily, hourly, moment by moment. It's choosing action over excuses. It's choosing discipline over comfort. It's choosing results over validation. You do the hard things now, so your life becomes easier later. Or you do the easy things now, and your life becomes harder forever. That's the key. Ownership demands honesty. You must tell yourself the truth. Did I do the work? Did I show up? Did I push myself? Did I make growth the priority? Not yesterday, not someday, but today. Because today is the only day you can control. Take ownership of today, and you take ownership of your future. No one owes you effort. No one owes you belief. No one owes you success. You owe it to yourself to try, to push, to lead, to rise. This is your life, your responsibility, your results. Say it again. Your life, your responsibility. Your life, your results. Every improvement begins with ownership. Every breakthrough begins with accountability. Every transformation begins with the decision, I'm done waiting, I'm done blaming, I'm done hiding. I'm taking control. So take the wheel, take the lead, take ownership. Because when you do, nothing can stop you. This is our foundation. We've taken ownership. Now it's time to build the identity that will carry you through every challenge ahead. Chapter 3. Lead yourself first. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 3. Lead yourself first. Everyone wants to lead. Everyone wants to be followed. Everyone wants respect. But very few people are willing to do the one thing that creates leadership. Lead yourself first. That's the key. Leadership doesn't start with titles. Leadership doesn't start with followers. Leadership doesn't start when people finally notice you. Leadership starts in the dark. Leadership starts when no one is watching. Leadership starts with discipline you enforce on yourself. Before you guide a team, you must guide your own actions. Before you influence others, you must influence your own habits. Before you lead the world, you must lead your life. That is the foundation. You have a choice. Either your emotions lead you or your discipline leads you. If your emotions are the captain, you crash. If discipline is the captain, you rise. Leaders don't wake up and hope to feel motivated. Leaders wake up and command their day. Lead yourself, then lead others. Look at every great leader you admire. Entrepreneurs who changed industries, athletes who set new standards, creators who built entire movements. They all started with the same requirement: self-command, self-control, self-leadership. They mastered their habits before they mastered their audience. They told themselves where to go before anyone asked them for direction. Real leadership isn't loud. Real leadership isn't a speech. Real leadership is action. Repeated, consistent action. You don't become a leader when people follow you. People follow you because you became a leader. That's the key. Leadership begins with the choices you make when it would be easier to choose comfort. When the alarm rings, leaders get up. When distractions call, leaders focus. When weakness whispers, leaders refuse. You don't need their permission to lead your own life. You don't need a crown, a badge, or applause. You need discipline. Lead yourself, then lead others. If you cannot control your effort, you cannot lead. If you cannot control your mindset, you cannot lead. If you cannot control your habits, You cannot lead, not truly. And here's the truth many avoid. You cannot expect others to respect a standard you refuse to hold yourself to. You cannot demand greatness from others if you settle for average in your own life. You cannot tell others to push harder if you always quit early. Leadership is not hypocrisy. Leadership is example. Leadership is alignment, ownership, and discipline walking in the same direction. Leaders don't point fingers. Leaders point forward. Leaders don't ask, "Who will fix this?" Leaders say, "I will fix this." That's what separates the leaders from the followers. Not status, not popularity, not validation. Courage, responsibility, consistency. You have a choice. Lead your life or let your life be led for you. Too many people want to be admired without being accountable. They want followers without doing the work. But you cannot cheat leadership. You cannot fake discipline. You cannot pretend consistency. Your habits expose you. Your effort reveals you. Your actions define you. It's not about talent. It's about discipline. It's not about luck. It's about leadership. Every time you delay what you know must be done, you weaken your leadership. Every time you honor your commitments, you strengthen it. This is where true leaders are made. In the moment when you want to quit, but refuse. In the moment when you want to procrastinate, but act anyway. In the moment when comfort calls, but you choose progress. Lead yourself, then lead others. Self-leadership builds confidence. Confidence builds influence. Influence builds leadership. That is the ladder. That is the process. There are no shortcuts. You want people to trust you? Be trustworthy. You want people to follow you? Be worth following. You want better results? Be better consistently. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. Not occasionally. Not when you feel like it, not when others are watching. Every day, especially when it's hard, especially when you are tired, especially when no one sees it, because that is leadership. Private discipline, public respect. Most people chase respect. True leaders earn it. Most people want authority. True leaders build it through action. You don't get influence through words. You get influence through example. You don't get followers by chasing them. You get followers by taking the lead. You don't rise by luck. You rise by discipline. That's the key. Self-leadership means setting standards and refusing to lower them for convenience. Self-leadership means deciding what matters and eliminating everything that doesn't. Self-leadership means having the courage to go first, to be misunderstood, to walk alone if necessary, because leaders do not wait for approval. They do not wait for applause. They do not wait for permission. They choose discipline over comfort. They choose purpose over pleasure. They choose action over excuses. Lead yourself, then lead others. So ask yourself, are you making decisions or are you following impulses? Are you directing your day or reacting to everything around you? Are you leading your life or watching it pass by? You have the power. You have the responsibility. You have the choice. Be the leader of your own life. Stand firm. Set the standard. Do what must be done, not what is convenient, because the world does not follow the loudest person. The world follows the most disciplined, the one who leads by example, the one who does the work first, the one who takes the first step. Start today. Start now. Start with yourself. Lead yourself first, and watch how everything else begins to follow. You've taken ownership. You've chosen leadership. Now it's time to build the identity that makes discipline your default. Chapter 4. Prioritize your energy. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 4. Prioritize your energy. Your energy is your currency. How you spend it determines how you live. Where you invest it determines what you build. And who you give it to determines who you become. But here's the painful truth. Most people are going broke, not financially, energetically. They waste energy on people who drain them. They waste energy on problems that don't matter. They waste energy on drama, gossip, and distractions. And then they wonder why they're exhausted, confused, unfulfilled, stuck. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. That's the key. Your time is valuable, but your energy is priceless, because time without energy is useless. You can have an entire free day and do nothing if your energy is destroyed. Your energy controls your discipline. Your discipline controls your outcomes. Your outcomes define your life. So if you don't protect your energy, you can't protect your future. You have a choice. Every single day, you have a choice. Do you spend your energy on growth or on distraction? Do you spend it on people who uplift you or on people who drain you? Do you invest in your goals or in someone else's drama? Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. Look at the most successful people you know. Entrepreneurs building companies, athletes chasing excellence, creators shaping culture. They have boundaries, non-negotiables, filters. They don't pick up every call. They don't attend every argument. They don't respond to every distraction, because energy is limited. Focus is sacred. Discipline must be defended. You don't need their permission to protect your peace. You don't need their approval to say no. You don't need to justify your boundaries. It's not about selfishness. It's about discipline. Every yes has a cost. Every no is an investment. People who drain you want unlimited access to you. People who love you respect your limits. Here's a harsh test. Look at who you feel exhausted around. Look at what activities leave you mentally empty. Look at what conversations make your mood crash. Those are energy leaks. Plug them, close them, remove them. You have a choice. That's the key. Stop arguing with people who crave conflict. Stop chasing validation from people who don't value you. Stop trying to fix people who refuse to fix themselves. You are not a battery for someone else's chaos. You are not a dumpster for their negativity. You are not a character in their drama. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. Real talk. You don't need closure. You need distance. You don't need approval. You need clarity. You don't need to explain. You need to choose. Every distraction you eliminate unlocks more power. Every emotional parasite you release frees more potential. Every toxic tie you cut sharpens your direction. This is leadership. This is ownership. This is how you build a life on purpose. Think about it. The most expensive thing in your life is the thing that steals your energy. Not your rent, not your bills, not your responsibilities. The distractions, the overthinking, the envy, the jealousy, the comparison. These are the silent thieves. They take everything and offer nothing. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. People think success requires more effort, but success often requires less distraction. Not more doing, but less wasting. You have a choice. Scroll for hours or study for minutes. Complain all day or execute one task. Stay around doubters or move closer to winners. Energy follows attention. Attention shapes identity. Identity controls behavior. Where your energy goes, your future flows. You don't rise because you work longer. You rise because you work smarter. You rise because you work aligned. You rise because you work uninterrupted. Every time you protect your energy, you protect your mission. Every time you prioritize your energy, you prioritize your success. That's the key. Set boundaries like your future depends on them, because it does. Say no without guilt. Say yes with intention. If someone drains you, limit access. If something distracts you, remove it. If a habit weakens you, replace it. Stop giving unlimited chances to things that take unlimited energy. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. This is not easy. This is not comfortable. This is not socially approved. But leaders don't follow comfort. Leaders don't follow popularity. Leaders follow purpose. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to grow, to build, to lead. Anyone who truly supports you will want you to protect your energy. They will cheer your growth. They will respect your boundaries. They will celebrate your focus. And the ones who complain, they were only benefiting from your lack of boundaries. Let them complain. Let them gossip. Let them misunderstand. Your mission is bigger than their opinions. You have a choice. Always. You can protect your peace, or you can protect their feelings, but not both. Choose your future. Choose your energy. Choose discipline, because energy is the foundation of success. Guard it aggressively. Invest it wisely. Spend it intentionally. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. This is not easy. This is not comfortable. This is not socially approved. But leaders don't follow comfort. Leaders don't follow popularity. Leaders follow purpose. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to grow, to build, to lead. Anyone who truly supports you will want you to protect your energy. They will cheer your growth. They will respect your boundaries. They will celebrate your focus. And the ones who complain, they were only benefiting from your lack of boundaries. Let them complain. Let them gossip. Let them misunderstand. Your mission is bigger than their opinions. You have a choice. Always. You can protect your peace, or you can protect their feelings, but not both. Choose your future. Choose your energy. Choose discipline, because energy is the foundation of success. Guard it aggressively. Invest it wisely. Spend it intentionally. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. This is not easy. This is not comfortable. This is not socially approved. But leaders don't follow comfort. Leaders don't follow popularity. Leaders follow purpose. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to grow, to build, to lead. Anyone who truly supports you will want you to protect your energy. They will cheer your growth. They will respect your boundaries. They will celebrate your focus. And the ones who complain, they were only benefiting from your lack of boundaries. Let them complain. Let them gossip. Let them misunderstand. Your mission is bigger than their opinions. You have a choice. Always. You can protect your peace, or you can protect their feelings, but not both. Choose your future. Choose your energy. Choose discipline, because energy is the foundation of success. Guard it aggressively. Invest it wisely. Spend it intentionally. Protect your energy. Prioritize relentlessly. You've taken control of where your energy goes. Now it's time to build the identity that keeps your mission unshakable. Chapter 5. Decide daily.
Chapter 5. Decide daily. It's not the day you said that New Year's resolution. It's not when you posted your goals after that. And every day that follows. Daily decision. That's the key. Hype. You need discipline. You decide daily. You decide daily what guide today. Decide tomorrow. Most people, good day should be a workout should earn them apology should fix a relate. One productive day should not how it works. You have to when it's lonely, when no one have a choice. Show up again or slide back into who. Daily neglect compounds faster. Little betrayals of your potential. Every skipped morning when no one is watching. Those decisions shape you. That's the truth most people run from. It's what not you do today, not what you want to do one day. Athletes, artists, they don't wait to feel themselves mission. They wait every hard days. They understand motivation is a chop. You can't. So here's what you must do before the world distracts you, before your excuses make another and another. Go to the gym instead of waiting. It's simple. Not easy, but simple. Through action. Your mind is always negotiating. You're tired, not your friend. It is your one excuse at a time. You silence it by making the decision. You build rituals that remove the decision. Success becomes inevitable. Future is controlled by your maximums. Anyone can have a great week once a year. What do you want? A meaningful life or a life filled with? Or do you want? You cannot have both. If you miss a day, if you miss 3, stop pretending you. There is a countdown on your dream. Get up, get focused. Today, decide again. The sand, a rule that is non-negotiable. I write every day, every day. Pick one, because that one discipline, repeated, relentless. So hear this clear, untrained. You are undisciplined. You are waiting for a decision you must make. Not because you feel different, but because you're like a leader. You don't need perfect conditions. Day by day, brick by brick, that's how you transform. You've mastered your environment. Build habits that outlast motivation. Chapter 6. Build habits that outlast motivation. Motivation feels the difference. Or silent. Motivation is you don't rise, fall to the key. Discipline is the excuse. Feel motivated. Everyone's the promise of a new me. After the rush, after the excitement, after reality shows up. When you need a system that works on the days you don't. You don't struggle with dreams. You know what to do. You have a choice. Build habits or choosing excuses. Stop waiting for a. You don't need to act ready. Discipline is excuse. Here's the truth. Or sabotaging who you could every bedtime choice. Hour online. Every wasted night. It's not about perfection. It's about pattern. You want change in disguise. Let me give you the formula. Step 1. Choose a leader, a creator, a builder. Habits that match the identity. Habits that make leaders journal, leaders plan, leaders. Healthy people hydrate. No contradiction, no negotiation. This is the big one. No excuses. No that keeps you average. Discipline is the decision. Not rely on will. Fragile. Willpower is unreliable. Habits remove the need for willpower. Brushing your teeth. You just do it. That's habit. Imagine if success was that automatic. It can be. If non-negotiable actions. Track your progress. Numbers don't lie. Set cues. Success beats accidental failure every time. You don't need more motivation. You need more structure. There will be days you feel unbeatable, and days you feel broken. The question isn't, how do I stay motivated? The real question is, what do I do when motivation is gone? The answer should always be the same. Stick to the habits. Show up, even if you're slow, even if you're tired, even if life kicks you in the teeth. Habits that outlast motivation, that's your path. That's your strategy. That's the standard now. Or long-term greatness. Every day you vote for the person you used to be or for the person you're becoming. Which identity gets your vote today? No one can cast that vote for you. No one can build the habit for you. No one can save you from your own excuses. You want respect? No permission required. No feelings required. Just discipline. You can choose weakness is the decision. Motivation is the excuse. You've built the blueprint. Now it's time to build the environment around it. Chapter 7. Silence the noise. You're drowning in noise. You will never grow while you're busy explaining yourself to followers. Noise kills potential. Noise suffocates discipline. Noise steals focus. Opinions, judgment, criticism, gossip, comparison, social media. People who talk loud and achieve nothing. Their noise is not your direction. Their noise is not your truth. Their noise is not your problem. Greatness requires isolation. Greatness requires boundaries. You need their approval. Focus on your mission. Their noise is not your. They comment, they gossip, they distract. Type 2, they execute, they build, they rise, they ignore. Which one are you becoming? The loudest people are usually producing nothing. The quietest rise above it. Social media has trained people to believe they are spectators in your life. They think they get to judge your journey. They think they get to comment on your growth. Choose your standard. You choose your focus. Their noise is not your problem. Focus on your mission. Comparison steals progress. Comparison steals identity. When you compare, you stop climbing. When you compare, you stop creating. When you compare, you stop becoming. You scroll through other people's highlight reels and punish yourself for not. Farmers at the top do differently. They filter what deserves attention. They guard their vision like a treasure. They understand this simple truth. Attention is fuel. Fuel the wrong thing and your mission burns out. So eliminate that will change everything. Stop asking, what will if I never try because of them? They won't for your wasted potential. You will. They won't regret the risks you didn't take. You will. Their noise is not your problem. Your future is. Focus on your mission. Noise reveals their limitation, not yours. Don't let their fear rewrite your story. Don't let their doubt cage your drive. Don't let their small thinking shrink your purpose. You have a mission. Protect it at all costs. This isn't about cutting everyone out. It's about cutting the noise out. You can love people without allowing their opinions to lead your life. You can respect people without giving them influence over. The world won't understand now, but they'll notice soon enough. Your results will speak louder than their noise ever could. And when they finally ask, "How did you do it?" you'll smile because you did it quietly. That's what leaders do. That's what focused people do. That's what winners do, without explanation, because success will follow you when you lead yourself first. Now that you've built quiet strength, it's time to build the right circle around you. Chapter 8. Execute, don't just plan.
Chapter 8. Execute, don't just plan. Has a dream. Everyone has an idea. That's not what makes you different. Change anything. Your dreams don't mean anything. Of thinking, preparing, imagining, that's the key. Planning feels productive, but it changes nothing. In dreaming, there's no fear in brainstorming. There's no judgment in staying still. But the world rewards execution. The world don't need their permission. You need discipline. You need momentum. Think about all the business written in notebooks. Most of them never left the room, because the gap between planning and executing is where potential dies. Execute now. Look at every startup success story. It didn't begin polished. It didn't begin perfect. It didn't begin with applause out of a car trunk. Every powerful brand you admire by doing, not by thinking. No perfect conditions is not an excuse. Dreamers. Achievers start. Achievers learn while moving. Achievers pivot fast. They wait for confidence to magically appear. Confidence doesn't come before. You want clarity? Move. You want success? Move. Same idea. Stop rewriting the same strategy. Stop overthinking failure. Overthinking is the enemy. You're not stuck. You're stalling. You're not waiting for the right time. Scared of being seen failing. Progress or perception. You don't need their approval. You need your action. Your execution is your real identity, not your intentions. This rule: reduce thinking, increase doing. Pick one meaningful, one post, one improvement. Stack those actions. Compound execution. Do you know what happens when you act? You learn, you adapt, you build skill, you build resilience. You stop guessing, move. Planning keeps you in your head. Execution puts you in the real world. And the real world is where growth happens. Plan less, execute more, execute now. It's about showing up. It's about taking messy action. It's about refusing to wait. Winner's only time guaranteed. Execute today, so tomorrow has something in your future. Start creating it. Stop preparing for life, start living it. Stop waiting for research, you need more reps. You don't need more talk. Act without waiting, because success will follow you when you lead yourself first. You took action. Chapter 9, Embrace the Grind.
Chapter 9. Embrace the grind. Not failure, not rejection because they're incapable. They lose because they stop showing up. They want the result without the sacrifice. They want the body without. That's not how anything grows. Every day, complain. Only one leads to progress. Listen closely. Hard work is non-negotiable. You cannot. Grind reveals you. The grind builds you when no one is watching. Anyone can talk about what they want. But with me, grind daily. Grind relentlessly. Grind silently. That's the key. You need discipline. You need consistency. You need grit. It's not the trophies that define them. It's the hours before, the sweat on the floor, the wounds on their hands, the days nobody clapped, but they kept going. Thousands of times before. Session was the grind, not the spotlight. Look at the entrepreneur. They took action. They solved problems. They knocked on doors until the truth. That's the formula. No shortcut, no hack, because talent fades with time. Motivation disappears after a few setbacks. But discipline, the grind is boring. The grind demands sacrifice. But that's what separates you from the crowd. Excited. Leaders push when they're exhausted. It's not about feeling ready. It's about building yourself regardless of who believes in you. You have a choice. Get strong. Be average or become undeniable. Stop chasing shortcuts. Stop of thousands of uncelebrated moments doing the work no one else wants to do. Do you want to know the secret to unstoppable confidence? Earn on you. You build belief by proving it to yourself, not by hoping, not by wishing. Silently. That's the key. Silently, because you're not grinding for attention. You're grinding for transformation. You're grinding for the future. Don't envy the results of someone who refused to quit. If you want, your potential is not a gift. It's a responsibility. A responsibility when others stop. The grind rewires you start saying, watch me. You stop asking, how long will it take? You start preparing for a harder one because you know the reward is worth it. This is how warriors are made. In resilience. You want to change your life? Embrace the grind. Embrace the lump, but you still do the work. Because the grind guarantees one thing. Every sacrifice moves you forward. You have a choice. Who are you becoming? Someone who quits with weakness. They don't compromise with comfort. They don't accept excuses. Essential than you believe. Unlock it through discipline stronger than any excuse. Grind silently. That's the key. That's the message. Evolution of your strength. Because the grind builds, you've trained your work ethic. Chapter 10. Learn from every loss. Chapter 10. Learn from every loss is part of the journey. Mistakes are part of the process. Failure more than they fear staying weak. And failure is feedback, not a hide from the lesson or grow from the lesson. Only one creates the life you want. You will lose. What you do next. Say it with me. Fail. You don't need their permission to get better. You don't need applause to stand back up. You don't need validation to keep it and start running toward progress. Failure reveals what needs to be improved. It exposes weaknesses. It exposes gaps. Confidence? Earn it through resilience. Earn it through falling and getting back up again. Earn it through lessons only pain can teach. Think about the innovators who changed. They analyzed each loss. They adapted. They upgraded. And eventually, they won. Think about leaders who earned respect. They weren't perfect. They made bad calls. Unbreakable persistence. Think about the greatest athletes alive. They've missed shots. They've lost championships. They've been doubted. Defeat as fuel. That's why they became champions. Not because they never learn, grow, repeat. Every loss has a lesson. Every setback has the only real failure is refusing to learn. Seeing the loss as a tool, a teacher, a mirror. Ask the right questions. What can I do better? What held me back? What did this reveal about my habits? How can I blame the timing? You can blame the people who doubted you. But excuses keep you stuck where you are. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about using failure. You don't build toughness through easy wins. You're afraid to try again, but you do anyway. To take risks, to look imperfect is built on perfection. It's built on correction. Understand this. You are not in later. Your current losses are every loss is sharpening you. Every loss is molding you. Every loss is preparing you for the norms. Right before they finally earn the results they've dreamed about. Breathing, you're still capable. Quit or continue. Collapse, create. You know which one leads to success. Stand up. Review what happened. Adjust the smarter. sharper. Say it again. Fail, learn, grow. The real advantage. When you learn from losses, you become dangerous because fail no longer stop you. You become unstoppable. This is the mindset that separates finishers from quitters. Your journey is not supposed to be clean. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to test you. It's proof that you fought, proof that you refuse to stay down. Everything you want is on the other side of resilience. You've learned from it's mastering your presence and your power in. Now let's talk about how you use that strength strategically. Chapter 11. Lead with clarity.
Chapter 11. Lead with clarity. Clarity creates directions. Without clarity, you drift. You wander. You waste years chasing distractions that aren't capable. They fail because they're confused, uncertain, trying to move in. You have a choice. Live intentionally, lead somewhere worth going. Clarity starts with one question. What do you want? Not what your friends want, not what society expects. Define the standards you refuse to compromise. Write them down. Say them out loud. Repeat them daily. Because it's about discipline, especially as a weapon. You don't need permission to get clear. You just judge it, even if others don't understand. Their opinions are not your compass. Your goals are for the right time. You're avoiding decisions. You're afraid to commit. Clarity forces commitment, and commitment exposes the goal isn't defined, the failure isn't real either. But listen carefully. So get specific. Not, I want to be successful, but I want to build a profitable week and drop 10 kilograms by June. Not, I want to be better, but I will master this skill is a structure. You create it every day. Decide the priority. Decide the steps. Decide what gets eliminated. Remove relationships that drain energy. Remove habits. You say no to your purpose. You must protect your direction. It's not for you. If it doesn't move you forward, you let it go. You're no longer guessing who you are. You're building real confidence. Not loud confidence, not fake confidence, but temptations lose appeal. Opinions lose influence. Because clarity gives you purpose, gives results. This isn't theory. This is practice. Visualize your goals. Write your goals. Track your goals. What is the one action that matters most? What must I protect myself from? You into a leader, not just of others, but of yourself. Leadership means responsibility. Responsibility for your action. You cannot blame luck when you chose your standards. You cannot blame distractions when you know what deserves attention. And that momentum separates you from the majority. Because most people don't know what they want. Most people copy someone else's dream. Choosing the life you refuse to regret. And understand this. Clarity evolves. Your goals will grow. Your vision will shift. The discipline remains the same. You stay focused. You stay intentional. You adjust, not abandon. Live. They know exactly why they wake up. They know exactly what they're building. No wasted actions. No wasted hours. Power. Say it again. Clarity creates power. Clarity drives results. You have what you need. You know what you want. Now bring every action into alignment. Protect your focus. Track your progress. Execute with intention. Because when you lead with clarity, your future becomes inevitable. You've defined your mission. You've established your direction. Now it's time to protect that mission. Chapter 12. Protect your focus. Your advantage. Focus is your power. And the world wants to steal it from you every second of every day. You are surrounded by distractions, notifications, opinions, instant entertainment, pointless drama, the endless noise designed to keep you average. If you don't protect your focus, the world will use it for you, and they will not use it to build your dreams. You have a choice. Be the master of your attention or the servant of distraction. That's the key. Your focus determines your future. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Every result you have, good or bad, started with where you chose to focus. Focus is fragile. One text, one scroll, one useless conversation, and your momentum is gone. Hours wasted, energy drained, potential delayed. Protect your focus. Guard it every day. You don't need permission to focus. You just need discipline. It's not about talent. It's not about intelligence. It's about eliminating what weakens you and committing to what strengthens you. Your environment shapes your attention, so design your environment to support your mission. Remove visual clutter. Silence your phone. Close the tabs. Block the distractions. Separate yourself from the noise. Create a space where only progress exists. A space where your mind isn't scattered but locked in. Focus is not multitasking. Focus is doing one thing with full intensity until it is done. High performers don't juggle 10 priorities. They dominate one priority at a time. Single tasking is the superpower most people have forgotten. When you try to do everything, you accomplish nothing. So choose what matters, then shut out everything else. You don't owe instant replies. You don't owe attention to drama. You don't owe access to anyone who drains your progress. Protect your focus. Guard it every day. Most people fail because they get distracted right before the breakthrough. They stop paying attention right before the result would have arrived. Distraction is not harmless. Distraction is the thief of greatness. Think about how much of your life you've wasted on meaningless interruptions. The scrolling, the refreshing, the gossip, the comparisons. Hours gone, days gone, years gone. And for what? Nothing. No progress, no growth, no return. Attention is currency. Invest it wisely. You want results? Then control what you pay attention to. Set clear work blocks. No interruptions. No excuses. No just 1 minute. Your mind needs time to go deep. Deep focus is where mastery is built. Deep focus is where creative breakthroughs emerge. Deep focus is where transformation happens. You have a mission. Act like it. Protect your focus. Guard it every day. Focus is also a decision you must make repeatedly, because every day will test it. Temptation.
Chapter 13. Build an identity that wins. Identity is the root of everything you do. Not your goals, not your dreams, not your motivation. Identity. Who you believe you are drives how you act. How you act creates your results. Your results reinforce your identity. That cycle is always running, every day, with or without your awareness. That's the key. Most people try to change their outcomes while clinging to the identity that created those outcomes in the first place. They say, "I want to be disciplined," while believing they are inconsistent. They say, "I want to be confident," while believing they are insecure. They say, "I want success," while believing they are not the type of person success happens to. So what do they get? More inconsistency, more insecurity, more failure. Because identity always wins. Behavior follows belief. You have a choice. Keep telling the story of who you've been, or become the author of who you are becoming. When you say, "I am the type of person who succeeds," your brain looks for proof. It starts building habits that match that belief. Winners don't try. Winners identify. I am the type of person who shows up. I am the type of person who finishes what I start. I am the type of person who refuses excuses. I am the type of person who becomes better every single day. Identity drives action. Identity drives results. That's why discipline matters. Not because it's glamorous, but because every disciplined action is a vote for your new identity.
Every time you choose the harder path, you reinforce that you are the type of person who can handle hard things. Every time you silence your excuses, you reinforce that you are the type of person who refuses weakness. Every time you protect your focus, you reinforce that you are the type of person who is going somewhere. You are sculpting yourself, moment by moment. Let's be clear. You don't need permission to evolve. You don't need validation to improve. You don't need applause to transform. You decide. You choose. You build. Identity is not found. Identity is constructed, brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. This is the shift. Stop saying, "I can't stay focused." Start saying, "I am someone who eliminates distractions." Stop saying, "I'm always late with things." Start saying, "I am someone who meets my commitments." Stop saying, "I'm emotional." Start saying, "I am someone who controls my reactions." Words become beliefs. Beliefs become identity. Identity becomes destiny. It starts now. Here's your action plan. 1. Define the identity you want. Write one statement, short, direct. I am the type of person who, blank. 2. Align one behavior to match. Not 10, not everything. 1. If you want to be the type of person who trains every morning, wake up tomorrow and do one workout, even if it's small. If you want to be the type of person who reads every day, read one page tonight, not 50, 1. 3. Repeat until there is no internal debate. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Repetition rewires identity. Repetition builds truth. Repetition builds you. Identity drives action. Identity drives results. Most people try to feel like the person they want to be. That's backwards. You don't need to feel confident to act confident. Acting confident is what produces confidence. You don't need to feel disciplined to take disciplined action. Taking disciplined action is what produces. Chapter 14. Let results speak. Deliver. Your results are your reputation. Your power. Stop explaining for validation. You don't need applause. You don't need approval. You don't need to convince anyone. Results speak. Effort silently wins. Let them notice. That's the key. Most people want to be recognized before they've earned anything. They want respect before they show discipline. They want praise after small effort. That's weakness. Your job is not to be admired. Your job is to build what they can't ignore. Every second you spend trying to impress someone is a second stolen from becoming someone impressive. You have a choice. Talk like you're winning or work until they see you winning. Silence is your advantage. There is a reason the most dangerous people move quietly. They stay focused. They stay hidden. They stay disciplined. They don't announce moves. They execute moves. They don't reveal the plan. They reveal the result. They don't need a witness to the grind. The results will testify. You don't need their permission. Let your success deliver the speech. Think about every leader you admire. They didn't become legends by shouting about potential. They became legends by fulfilling it. People notice the transformation. People respect what you produce. People believe what they see. Words are cheap. Proof is priceless. Results speak. Effort silently wins. Let them notice. Here's the trap. People want instant validation, a like, a compliment, a reaction. Attention feels like progress, but it isn't. Attention can become addiction. Addiction becomes distraction. Distraction destroys greatness. You need to break that cycle. Every time you stop the grind to tell the world you're grinding, you lose momentum. It's not about noise. It's about discipline. This is how winners operate. They track progress privately.
They reveal success publicly. The world doesn't need to know the steps. The world will see the distance you traveled. Here's how to master silent progress. 1. Take action without announcing. If it matters, you don't talk, you execute. 2. Eliminate every need for validation. External approval is a weakness. Cut it out. 3. Document your work instead of broadcasting it. Record results for yourself. Let outcomes be the proof for everyone else. 4. Celebrate privately. Reward yourself quietly. Fuel yourself with discipline, not attention. Do these daily without